Jack Weinberger, joined by Paul Farrington himself, Robert Ziggy Ziegler, across in the Golden Coast.
Ziggy, how's it going? How's your Christmas?
How's your Rismas?
You all right there, Ziggy?
I mean, I had to watch that Packers game on Christmas. I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, I'm also very anti-Packers too.
Yeah,
I'm done with them.
Well, look, I mean, it's fine by me. The game was fine
And look,
as
I
far
know
as
that
I'm
Packers
concerned.
game wasn't actually on Christmas, but I can't accurately assess what things are like because that whole week was just dominated by having to watch Green Bay play that game against Snoop Huntley.
I thought that I was gonna finish this season very, very pro Packers, but
Jack was very upset today in the chat talking about the Packers blowing the season.
The Packers basically single-handedly ruined your season.
the end of the season, because we were never gonna win this game in Cleveland. We haven't won there since Ben retired. Like, that was never gonna be a win. But
remember Paul in the group chat trying to convince us before this game that the Steelers had a chance?
yeah, there was never a chance.
You know, I do have to say, though, Jack, I have a hard time blaming the Packers when all you had to do was beat the Browns.
You're at home.
You beat the Browns. You're in.
You're at home. You're playing a night game against a team who's not very good. You can't lose that game.
You can't lose 24-41, certainly.
No, you can't just get blown out like that.
But you have to remember, the reason Ziggy, Jack is talking about...
Come on.
He's not talking about the Packers' sake. He's talking about because it ruined the Steelers' season.
Well, also, the Packers have also been terrible.
Oh,
They've lost, what, 3 games?
was
You would think you lose 2 games in a row. You come home, you're playing at night, and you get blown out by the Ravens? I mean, come on.
All right, so we're going to hit all the games. Appreciate everyone for tuning in.
That's bad.
Clearly, you can see the show is in a state of distress.
And you screwed me, too. Our season's now over.
Jack's upset about the Steelers. Ziggy, for some reason, is upset about the Packers. And I'm very upset about the Vikings, too, which is just its own masterclass in self-destruction, which I guess we'll get into as we continue the show here. But this is the Week 17 reaction show. Appreciate everyone, especially because we didn't record on Thursday for the Christmas games or Saturday following the 2 games yesterday, just because, holiday season, we're all doing things with our family. Hope everyone had a very Merry Christmas and an enjoyable week, hopefully off of work as much as you could have been. Ziggy, was Santa Claus good in the Ziegler household?
Well, you know what I'll say this is Santa Claus was supposed to bring me about 700 subscribers to get us up to 30,000. He didn't yet. But don't worry, we can crowdsource Santa. So if you want to get us to 30,000, if we get enough subs, maybe next year we'll do a live 24-hour live on Christmas Day.
24-hour
live. Get us there, click that subscribe button, click a like, leave a comment. You can do better than Santa Claus right now.
What do you think of 24-hour Christmas Day live? We open up presents in the Weinberger household?
Do you know I got coal this year?
That's not surprising.
I walked down my stairs like 8 in the morning to open up presents, and my whole family, we were opening gifts. My sisters got very nice clothes and stuff, and I opened up.
Like, where the hell's the Jack presents?
There were boxes of coal. Can you believe that?
Do they wrap the boxes? It's not just coal. They wrap it.
No, they wrapped the boxes.
It's a tease.
Like, to make it seem like they were gifts and it was coal.
Wow.
And
I mean, isn't that the Pittsburgh Steelers this season?
Well, do you realize
they get Aaron Rodgesr, they wrap things up all nice, and they're going to go 9-8 and miss the playoffs.
I think that's more of a Packer thing.
Do you realize all I've asked Santa for the last 8 years is give me one home playoff game in Pittsburgh, because I missed those days, and I thought I had it, and it was just stripped right away from me
by the Cleveland Browns.
No, by the Green Bay Packers.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot that's who we're blaming.
We were never going to win this game. I told you that.
I think what happened was you put the Steelers #1 in our power rankings, and the Steelers got full of themselves.
Oh, yeah, the number one team in the power rankings.
No, we were more concerned about stopping Myles Garrett and not having him break the sack record than actually winning the game.
Well, you did that. Yeah, at least you have that to be proud
I don't
of.
care about that. I'd rather have 10 sacks. We win the damn game and clinch the North.
I can see Tomlin going in the locker room. He's like, boys, we lost the game, but
went 9-8. Myles didn't break the sack record against us this year. I mean, what's not to like?
Well, no, if you go 9-8, you're going to make the playoffs.
No.
No, if they lose to the Ravens next week, they're out.
Well, if they lose to the Ravens, aren't they 8-9? Aren't they 8-6? Right?
No, we're 9.
No, they're 9-7.
Oh, you have 9 wins. Oh, so yeah, okay, you are screwed.
Like, what sucks is I don't see a world where we win that game.
The Ravens Steelers?
No,
I don't understand. So Jack is a savant, and when it comes to the AFC North, and before the game started, Ziggy, he texted in a separate. Maybe it was our group chat. He said Browns plus 4.5 is a lock today. And, you look up and the Steelers are down 10-0 very quickly. And I'm like, wow, this guy he's amazing when predicting the AFC North games. Because who in their right mind really thought that the Browns would beat Pitt? The Browns have been terrible.
Jack and I both took the Browns in our preview show.
But I'm still blown away. But I'm wondering, why don't you think you can beat Baltimore? You just beat them.
Well,
it's just a feeling?
There's no DK.
And that came back. That hurt today, too.
There's not many receivers. The offensive line's terrible. Sweeping Baltimore is very hard to do. It's not the Steelers of old. I mean, this year at home and in big games, we got crushed by the Bills. Primetime game got crushed by the Packers. Like the old Steelers would host a game like this for a division title, and I knew for a fact, like I could bet my life nobody was going to Pittsburgh and winning. Times have changed. This is going to be a big game. It'll be loud. It'll be great. We'll ride off emotion for a half. It'll be close, and Baltimore win in the end.
It's amazing. Again, we always say it on this show, but how quickly things can change in the NFL. Where going into yesterday, it's like, okay, you're thinking the Packers are probably going to beat the Ravens on Saturday night at home. Backup QB's playing. And we're going to get into that game next year because Malik Willis was awesome. It was not his fault. And then today, you're thinking, of course, at least the average person is thinking the Steelers should go into Cleveland. And it might be ugly. Yes, it's a tough place to play late in the year. That defense is really good that the Browns have. But you still expect the Steelers to win that game. And here we are, 13-6 final. The Metcalf suspension, I think for a lot of people, after they beat Detroit, the thought was, you know what, survive Cleveland and it doesn't matter, right? You play the Ravens, that game will be meaningless. They've won the division. And now here you are going into this game. It's like, all right, who are we going to throw the football to?
We're also now 0-5 in Cleveland since Ben retired.
That's just crazy.
Like, we don't win in Cleveland.
But the Browns, Jack, to me, it would be one thing if Cleveland... if Cleveland had even like Flacco, someone stable. I mean, Shedeur's been terrible. Like this team has been.
Well, he was terrible.
I know,
we didn't score.
It's crazy to me. You're not forcing turnovers like deep. I don't know. I just thought you guys were gonna go in there.
Shedeur had 2 picks.
Crush them.
We just couldn't score. I mean, this is like Auburn, Alabama, in the sense that all Cleveland cares about,
actually,
like all Cleveland cares about is beating the Steelers.
And when it's in Cleveland,
when it's in Cleveland,
they play them tight.
They have a chance, and they're throwing a parade. Like this team can go three.
They have nothing else to look forward to this season. Genuinely,
that's every year. Like you host the Steelers, we beat the Steelers. You're throwing a parade around town. It's a trap game every year.
Tell me when. Because you sent us a rather lewd text message about what you would do if the Steelers drove down the field to tie the game. When they got the ball, we don't need to go into any more detail. No more detail. I would have
done some
when
dirty
Ziggy's response was, really need Rodgers to pull through here. When Rodgers got the ball, Garrett. When Rodgers, yeah, you're right. When Rodgers got the ball to the 10-yard line, were you thinking like, okay, this is going to overtime? You had to have.
No.
Really? You
I
still
was
thought they were
going to go for 2 and not get it.
I didn't like any of the play calls. I thought they did a poor job down there.
I was saying we're going to go for 2 and not get it and lose game. It's funny. We were watching the game and I had my brother's basketball game, so I wanted to leave. Thought the Steelers were dead. It was 13-6 and we had no timeouts. And my dad was like, "Let's just say this. They're not dead yet." I'm like,
"Yeah, one score game."
I'm like, "They're dead. Like they haven't scored all game. Like no timeouts. The minute they're going on the field, let's leave."
Mm-hmm.
So we stay, watch the game, and they march down the field, get the ball to the 7-yard line, and he's like, "Wow, you're pessimist." He said they wouldn't score. I'm like, "Did they score yet?" 3 straight incompletions. Boom.
Yeah, game over.
So
it's tough. I mean, but you're still alive. I don't think you should write off the season.
I've also been so fed up.
Oh, you don't understand.
Like the play calling.
I don't understand.
Like the play calling the entire year. I'm just so fed up. Like it's just they're bad.
Yeah, and it kind of makes you feel.
And now it sucks. Like it sucks that we're gonna be eliminated on our home field by the Ravens. That's terrible.
Especially in a year where it doesn't. Baltimore shouldn't be going to the playoffs this year.
Baltimore stinks.
I don't think you guys were. I wasn't expecting the Steelers to go on a run. I don't think the Steelers have necessarily had a great year, but Baltimore finding their way in, like this was a very cheeky way to the playoffs for the Ravens if they do win that game. And we'll see. I mean, there's still a game to be played. And Sunday night in Pittsburgh, weird things happen.
It's not the Steelers of old.
All right.
I will say this though. I mean, it sucks to get eliminated from playoff contention on your home field. It also sucks to have a playoff spot locked and get absolutely humiliated at home as you're trying to build some momentum.
Wait, would you fire Tomlin if you lose?
I don't even know what I do. I mean, it's like it's such a sick cycle.
It is. Like, but it's one that you have to imagine that firing Tomlin is a spark of changing that cycle, no?
Yeah, I mean, I guess what else? Like, that's the easiest thing to do, right?
Maybe you fire Tomlin, Rodgers leaves, and he comes to the Vikings for a year. Maybe we do that? I would sign. Would you sign up for that, Ziggy?
As I say, it's incredible that I had a great transition into our next segment. You blew it up to ask about Mike Tomlin.
Well, it's a good
There's not a
question.
single viewer of this channel that cares about whether Mike Tomlin coaches the Steelers next year.
From Noah Levine, do they fire Tomlin if they lose to Baltimore?
Okay, there's exactly one viewer.
I think it's an interesting question.
I'm also going to give a cop out. You mean when we lose to Baltimore?
Yeah, just
we're not winning that
Just
game.
put it down. Would you fire Tomlin? Yes or no?
I don't think I would.
You're gonna replace him with Marcus Freeman?
Like, I don't think I would fire
Oh,
him.
the Freeman stuff is starting to scare me here.
But I don't know what the problem is. I think
Marcus Freeman would go coach Pittsburgh if he was asked.
I think it's the play calling from Arthur Smith.
I can tell you part of the problem is you're puncturing your players' lungs. you're
No, I
puncturing
honestly,
your best players' lungs.
I
in
honestly
the
like.
facility.
I think Arthur Smith is an issue. I think the play calling for years has been an issue.
You've
You've
come on the show for
bringing
years.
in those offensive coordinators.
I mean,
you're right.
Maybe you just blow it up.
You're right. I mean,
I'm telling you though, Jack. The other side of this, if it doesn't work out after you fire Tomlin, man, it can be ugly. It can get really ugly.
You know, if we do somehow win that game against Baltimore and then win a playoff game at home, I'm back to Super Bowls on.
Well, it should be. If you win a playoff game at home,
we'll see what difference 2 weeks makes if we can somehow win that game. But I'm not optimistic.
You know, it's one of those games that makes you think. You kind of like look over and you're like, really, the Browns beat the Steelers?
Thank the Lord it's in Pittsburgh.
Oh, you'd be dead in Baltimore.
If this game was in Baltimore at night, that's 41-7.
Do you want Lamar Jackson playing in this game?
I'd rather Lamar.
Lamar, but you seriously would rather have
Lamar is so bad in Pittsburgh, so bad.
Snoop's been lights out for this Baltimore.
I don't want to see him. I don't want to see Ollie at all. Bring me Lamar, a guy we've dominated for years.
The funny thing, so obviously most people listening would say like you're an idiot, I think, but like the way he's played in Pittsburgh is horrible, and he's been hurt.
Yeah,
it isn't interesting. Like you have to play Lamar Jackson if you're the Ravens and you're in this situation. If he can go,
this is also a game too. Like if we want to win, this nonsense like sweeps, like that's the Pittsburgh Steeler football we call it. Like we live in the 70s, isn't gonna work. Like this has to be Aaron Rodgers turning back the clock, making do with what he has, like Tom Brady used to do, and just having a game.
Yeah,
like he has to unleash the ball, take the cuffs off him, have a game. We win the division.
What? There are 2 times.
Aaron Rodgers just throws incompletion after incompletion off target, and then you lose the game.
But I'd rather see that than us do pitches behind the line as 3rd and 12. And like I hate that.
Well, 2 of the throws in the inside the 10-yard line at the end were MVS ran the wrong route, right?
Yes, he was completely running the wrong route.
MVS did not run the wrong route.
He 100%
did.
Or maybe they
when
were just
receivers run the wrong route, Aaron Rodgers starts screaming in their face every time.
I don't know. Rodgers looked pretty pissed after he didn't slam.
If you watch enough Aaron Rodgers, you know the difference between I'm pissed at myself and I'm pissed at that guy, Aaron Rodgers. That was I'm pissed at myself, Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, also the Browns D with like Denzel Ward.
No, they're
like,
very good.
Like
defense.
the Browns defense is better than the Ravens defense.
Well, that's where the DK suspension. If you have DK in this game, like he could be the difference between winning and losing.
I'm confident if we have DK,
and he's another guy that I don't know if he comes back. The Steelers, if they lose to Baltimore, are in there are gonna be a lot of questions flying around. Who's coming back? Who's not?
We also like the O-line also sucks.
No, they have a lot. They have a lot of problems.
If they can worm into the playoffs,
I'm sorry, it's it's okay.
But you know what the thing? Like it's so great.
No,
like
here we go.
We're so bad. Like really, we're bad. Like you guys are bad, but you have no chance ever. We're bad.
We were like 14-3 last year.
We're bad, and we're here in a playoff spot.
We're 14-3. Yeah, no. Our bad seasons are like blow up in your face. But that's the problem. The Tomlin problem is that you're stuck in this spot.
Yeah, then we get like the 17th pick. Yeah,
it's just horrendous. You keep your eyes on the Steelers this offseason. Who knows what'll end up happening? But I'm sorry, Jack. I mean, I was rooting for you. I've been pulling for the Steelers.
We'll see. Next week I might be a different man.
I actually woke up yesterday morning and I had a weird feeling about it. I just woke up and. You know, one of you guys sent a text about football, about the NFL, and I was like, man, I actually haven't had an exciting football game this year since like week 2. Like you know, it was
exciting to see the Lions get taken out of playoff contention.
Oh, dude. All right, let's hit the Packer game because Ziggy took over the hosting of the show and transition to the Packers, and then we'll come back because I'm just so fed up with the Vikings, but
I hate the Packers now too.
I know. I'm sorry.
This is just the everyone has a bad time Paul Farrington show. No one is happy right now.
It's the coping show.
Except the Bears. Bears fans are happy.
I was going to get a jersey too. I was so close to getting a Packers jersey, and they screwed my season. So now I'm not.
You know, it was funny because I didn't catch a lot of the game live, and that's part of the reason that
they got belt ass.
Oh no, I know. I went back and I watched it late last night, and then I watched it again today. But part of the reason we didn't do a live record was, I was doing stuff with my family and everyone was out. But I'm watching these two guys who are, watching the game live. And Ziggy and Jack are just firing back and forth messages. Jack about how Green Bay's ending his season, and Ziggy trying to kind of muster on Malik Willis to win the game, which I was like, all right, like.
Malik Willis didn't need much mustering for me. He was incredible.
Man, Malik Willis has been unbelievable the past couple of weeks.
Can I just respond to this guy, John Doe, real quick?
Just to put it in perspective, the Packers this game at 363 yards of offense, 19 of those didn't come from Malik Willis.
Wow.
Willis was great. This guy, John Doe J says, Jack said the Steelers were winning the Super Bowl and they were better than the Bears. I still think we're better than the Bears, but I changed my opinion on the Super Bowl.
Jack, you said you're going to have the Steelers at 32 in your power ranking.
No, they're 29.
The Bears are 30.
But the Ravens are like 27, so there's a little sliver of hope.
So back to the Packer game here and Malik. I guess I have to continue on my Malik Willis apology tour because I was texting you guys during the Bears game. It's going to get ugly when he has to start throwing the football. And, I'm refreshing my phone and I see, Packers tie the game immediately. Malik, 79 passing yards and a touchdown, just rips it down the seam twice. Like, the way he's played these past 2 weeks, if you're a Packer fan, you're probably sitting back here and you're actually a little bummed out because Malik Willis has been so good that he's probably walked himself into at least the opportunity to compete for a starting job next year. Like, not only did Jordan Love get hurt, not only are you the 7 seed again, but now you're going to lose your backup quarterback this offseason because he's found his way into competing. Like, he's just been phenomenal.
You know what? There's like 350-something yards. And
he had 288 yards, a touchdown, and then on the ground he had 9 carries for 60 yards and 2 touchdowns.
I don't know, if you told me that Malik Willis would do that at home in a primetime game
against the
backup QB, I would have said, what, like 35-10?
Yeah, and the Packers, their defense just got utterly embarrassed. Ziggy, watching that, go ahead.
The difference in this game, as good as Malik Willis was, and you can look at the passing yards, is the difference in rushing yards. The Packers had 19 rushing yards come from someone other than Malik Willis. The Ravens had 216 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns come from Derrick Henry. Like, they could not stop anybody on the ground. So it's nice when Malik Willis can throw 60-yard touchdown passes, but you can't operate an offense that way. Eventually, you're going to struggle. And the Ravens were just able to pound them into the dirt every single time with Derrick Henry.
Look, Derrick Henry has 36 carries for 216 yards and 4 touchdowns.
They also didn't Baltimore bench Henry the week before.
Yes.
So this was like written in the stars. Like, he was going to come out.
Derrick Henry's been struggling all year.
Yes, he was going to come out.
Rushing numbers are good, but he's been fumbling. He's had trouble
from the very beginning of the season. The fumbling thing was an issue. But no, I know the week before it was New England. He had 128 and 2 touchdowns. He's been good. 128, 2 touchdowns. But yeah, I think they benched him at the end of the game.
Green Bay also they shot themselves in the foot early. They had that fumble that Baltimore covered on their 20-yard line.
Oh, the stat came out to Green Bay, right? I think there's been, in the Super Bowl era, 60 teams have not punted in the game, and only 3 of them now have seasons where they've lost 2 of those games. And the Packers now are the first team ever to have 3 games in a season where they haven't punted and they've lost. Teams are 8-3 this year when they haven't punted in a football game. You might, if you're the Packers and you're going into this wild card game, maybe first possession, you just punt the football just to get out of the stack. Kick it right away back to Chicago and then game on here because you can't win when you don't punt for some reason. It's very, very strange.
But also, that's because, and I don't hate the Packers going forward on 4th and an inch from their own 30-something yard line, because if you can't get an inch, you shouldn't win the game anyway. But they did it was like they went in shotgun and handed it off to Josh Jacobs like 6 yards behind the line, and he got stuffed. Like, just stuff like that. Like, it was a turnover on downs. Then
they miss a field goal.
Fumble. Miss a field goal. It was a lot of early stuff, which just dug them into a hole.
This whole year, that's been the Packers' problem, though, is that they've shot themselves in the foot time and time again. You go and look at the other games where they didn't punt. It was, I believe, Dallas, where, you can't blame the offense for that. But look what they do. They fumble at the end of the half. Dallas scores the touchdown. The Panther game. Like, all these games that they are losing this season, it's games where they have self-inflicted mistakes. And then the problem now, the bigger problem is the rushing defense and what Henry did. And I think that may be a precursor to what we'll see in the playoffs where, if they do play the Bears, Ben Johnson's going to probably run the football a lot more. And it's the war of attrition here. It's wearing on Green Bay. and they just have no one. Like the defensive side
I
of the
don't
ball.
want to say that, like, I mean, we've seen Green Bay do an effective job against Chicago's run defense before. I don't want to sit here and act like it's impossible for them to do that. This was
last
a uniquely bad game.
Last week, the Bears, had like 120 something yards, 5 yards a carry, and like Johnson just went away from it. He was thrown all over the place. Like,
Ben Johnson has taken my like anti-coach take and just shoved it up my ass.
Oh, well, that was always horrible.
I mean, what the Lions don't make the playoffs and the Bears now 11-4 with a crappy QB. I mean, he just took my take and shoved it up my ass.
Yeah, yeah. It's, dude, but Green Bay, I think the injuries are catching up here. When Love gets back, and it is funny seeing some people starting to say like, "Oh, Malik or Love." It's
actually close.
You still got to put Love in there. And I think the Packers can still go into Chicago and win that game. But it's, I mean, the defense did not look pretty there at all against Baltimore. And maybe it's a challenge to the guys. You saw them come out in the post-game press conferences, the defensive players who did do the interview, because most of them just left.
I mean, this Baltimore for years has like had these random games where their rushing attack is just unstoppable.
And Derrick Henry isn't a guy who can be.
Yeah, like where it's just about 3 times a year you see Baltimore just kill you on the ground. Nobody can stop it. And this week, fighting for their lives happened to be one of them.
Well, I'll say this: Green Bay is in a tough spot here because their playoff spot is locked, but they're not doing better than the 7 seed. They are where they are. With all these injuries, there's a temptation to rest players, and you've seen LaFleur talk about that. But also, you don't really want to take out all your starters if this is the game they're coming off of, going into having to play Chicago on the road. So I don't envy them for having to make a choice about what they're going to do against the Vikings, because if more guys get hurt, they can't win. But if they come out looking like this, they also can't win.
No, I think you have to play them at least for a half.
So they're locked into the 7 seed, right?
They'll be the 7, and if Chicago wins tonight, so we're recording this before the Bears-49ers game. If Chicago wins tonight, the Bears will be the 1 seed if they win and the 49ers win next week. The 49ers can be the 1 seed if they win out. Mm-hmm. And then you also have the Seahawks and Rams are in there. Obviously, Seattle can win, and they're in next week. But the Bears have a chance at the 1 seed.
The difference in the NFC and AFC is crazy.
Oh, in terms of who you believe in?
In terms of just who's good.
Going, yeah.
Like
the NFC's good.
The NFC, I think, has 4 teams better than the AFC's best. Like, that's not a crazy thing to say.
No, I mean the NFC West might have 3. If you like if you're a big San Francisco person, you might like San Francisco.
The Niners,
like Ziggy, yeah.
The Niners minus 3.5 is my lock of the year tonight. Actually, I think they're gonna kill the Bears tonight.
I'll just tell you right now. Paul said we're gonna go live if the Bears win. Go to sleep early tonight. You don't have to worry about us going live.
I think the Niners will kill them tonight.
I'm
on at 3.5.
To answer your question, Ziggy, or at least the thought you put out, I would probably play the guys at least a half and see how it's going, because the Green Bay is trending in the wrong direction. It's the 2nd year in a row where they're trending in the wrong direction heading into the playoffs. I think you want Love to get a couple reps at least.
I don't think I'd play your starters.
You wouldn't?
No.
I mean, the Vikings defense has also been amazing. So if you put them out there and they get beat up, that is a risk.
Also, I mean, it's a division rival type game. You never know. Does Minnesota play a little dirty?
Are you doing? Well, I don't think they'd be dirty. But.
Yeah, but you never know. Like, Minnesota's not going to the playoffs. No, Green Bay's going.
Is not employed by the Minnesota Vikings. Our bounty system was years ago.
I don't know. I think if you're playing a division rival, your final game, and you're not going to the playoffs, and they are,
you might throw them into a playoff
game.
You might
be up to hit a little bit harder.
You want to just throw them in? Like, Love hasn't thrown a football in weeks.
I wouldn't risk Minnesota injuring my starters and not even playing at all.
What about you treat it like a preseason game? Couple dry? So you're just totally scared
No,
off
I wouldn't play my starters.
Wow. I think I'd have to. Ziggy, can you throw a poll out there?
If it was
sure. I'll throw out a poll
if it was a non-divisional opponent, especially on the road, I don't think I'll play my starters.
There is one thing though that the Packers fans do have to look forward to, is that there's not a Derrick Henry in the NFC. I mean, yeah, like Saquon is amazing, but Derrick Henry really is
that good this year.
A one-of-one dude. I mean, that guy's a freak.
Well, let's say
Jahmyr Gibbs, but he's not in the playoffs.
He's not in the playoffs. Yeah.
Let's say San Francisco gets to 1 and Chicago's a 2. Then you have the West winner at the 3. Which is what I think will be. Green Bay would go.
Wait, you're saying San Francisco is going to be the 1? You think they're going to win out?
Yeah, sorry. So then the 3's Philly. I think San Fran wins out, gets to 1.
You think they're going to beat Seattle next week?
Yeah.
Okay. So San Fran 1, Chicago 2,
Chicago
Philly would
2,
be 3.
Philly 3. Sorry, the West.
And then you'll have
would be 5 seed. They're 5 seed, right? And then the 4 is
Tampa or Carolina.
Right. So Green Bay's path would be
Tampa sucks.
Green Bay would go Chicago, San Francisco, which that's I mean, it's 2 winnable games. Like it's not like it's an impossible feat to knock off those 2 teams, get the NFC Championship game.
Yeah, but those are both teams that are able to be effective on the ground. And you like beating Chicago and beating San Francisco both starts with being able to shut down the run game.
And I guess I've totally forgot. I mean, you do have McCaffrey.
No, I'm not saying
McCaffrey's there.
Yeah, I'm not saying
it's a tough
easy.
task, and you're sitting back as a Packer fan going like, "You kidding me with these injuries?" But that's the cards you're dealt, and you got to play with who you have. So I mean, we'll see what winds up happening for them.
Ziggy, how far do you live from Stanford University?
I could drive. It'd be like a 6-hour drive, but I could drive.
I made a plan. I'm going there in the spring.
Oh, for what?
To visit a friend.
Oh God.
Okay.
I'm seeing like Jack's phone's getting like dating app. I'm seeing like dating app like matches from Jack during this recording.
It's a girl I met at Texas.
Welcome into the Paul Farrington Show. Paul, joined by Robert Ziggy Ziegler from Harvard University and Jack Weinberger from Stanford University.
She's a Stanford athlete.
Jack from Stanford.
I'm going to see her in the spring.
Oh God.
I met her in Texas.
I mean, Stanford. They're impressive people.
She's a pretty long girl.
You should
Don't
really
go to Stanford.
You should. I mean, you put forth your best foot here.
If I dated a Stanford athlete, I'd have some clout points.
You would definitely be playing up a league or two.
100%.
With a Stanford athlete.
People have said that, like that'd be batting out of your league.
Yeah, but I mean, there's one person who's capable of batting out of his league.
I've made plans to visit her in the spring, and she's all for it. So.
I can see you like you're the kind of guy who goes up and making baseball analogies here is not the right. It's not the right sport to be making the analogy with. But like you're the kind of guy that I could see batting out of his league, having a really solid first couple at bats, and then all of a sudden, like a pitcher's, he's like, "What the hell am I doing here?" Just puts 102 down the middle, and it's like, all right, you
just
can't
mows
hit that.
me right.
He just can't hit that. But and again, baseball analogy, probably the wrong one to be using when I'm talking about an at bat, but you know what I mean. I will say Ziggy as well. Gosh, these live shows do have a tendency of just getting out of hand.
They're supposed to.
Well, it's supposed to be fun.
No one's watching because the Packers are bad right now, so we can do whatever we want.
Yeah, you're right. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be fun.
It's full circle. The Packers just lose 3 in a row and then end my season as well.
Yeah,
well,
at least you got Stanford. At least you got the Stanford girl.
At least you got the Stanford
That's
girl.
a pro right there. I will say, guys, I was watching the Christmas games, and I want to get the Eagles-Bills in a second here because that game was awesome. But I was watching the Christmas games barely. I mean, I watched a few. The Viking game was on in the background while we were doing Christmas at my house, and I'm watching the score. I'm like, what the hell is happening here? Like, are you? Because right before the game started, a tweet came out about the Vikings. If they won, they would flip with Detroit in the standings. So we move back in the draft, and not only do we move back in the draft, but we also would then get the 3rd place schedule next year, not the 4th place schedule. And that meant moving from the Giants to the Commanders. It meant moving from the Cardinals to one of the 49ers, Seahawks, or Rams. And then it was also like going from the Titans to the Colts. I was like, oh my God, we have to lose. Like we have to lose this football game. And of course, the Vikings, like no other team in the world, comes out and Max Brosmer throws for like 60 yards.
So actually, I went into the archives.
Yeah.
No NFL team has ever, and I mean ever, won a football game since the Super Bowl era with fewer total passing yards than the Minnesota Vikings had.
Dude,
it's never happened.
We had -3 net passing yards.
Oh, so
-3 net.
So Brosmer went under.
Brosmer went under. Well, he had 51. Like,
it was a great week for Ziegler. I was 2-1.
Dude, I'm just watching these games here, and I'm like, you know where the Vikings are picking right now? Ziggy, do you know? Because Jack's looking.
14?
No, we're picking 17th in the draft.
I was going to guess 17.
There's one team behind us who's not in the playoffs. One. If we beat Green Bay, we're a half game out from making the play. If you sat back and asked the casual fan, who are the 10 worst teams in the league this year? Or who had the 10 worst seasons, let's say? Because the defense is playing well enough that they're not a bottom 10 team. But who are the worst seasons? People would be like, Giants, Jets, Raiders. Got to throw the Vikings in there. Titans. McCarthy was horrible. Vikings. Like, no. Vikings are 8-8, picking 17th in the draft. Are you kidding me?
You know what's hard to watch about these Vikings games over the past few weeks is we're just seeing what this season could have been. This defense was good enough to win games of literally no passing yards.
It's torture.
This whole season on this show, like you guys have pretty much been eliminated, and we've had the lead in the division, and we're going to finish with
to the same place.
We're going to finish with the same record.
How are we in the same place?
We're going to finish with the same record, and we go to the same place the same week.
The Vikings were what, like 2-5, and you guys were like 5-1.
Well, we had the division lead the entire season.
We were 4-8.
And the Vikings were eliminated weeks and weeks and weeks
We
ago.
were 4-8 with a golden opportunity to have a top, maybe picking 6th or 7th in the draft. Like, I mean, we were right there. And
we're going to lose Brian Flores too because of this.
No, I don't think we will. I think when you're suing the NFL, you're still kind of blackballed. So that's
he got
one
a defensive coordinator job. Someone might want to hire him.
We need to keep Flores, but it's just the defense has been so good. And you're right, Ziggy. Part of the pain in this is going, wow, we actually have some of the legitimately the worst performances in the history of the NFL at QB right now, and we're winning games. If you had anyone else, they'd be pretty good. And it's like a smack in the face.
If we had Malik Willis, we would legitimately be competing for the 1 seed.
You know that.
Well, no, I mean, with a franchise like yours, like if you had Willis,
you'd go back to Tennessee.
Like
he'd revert back to Tennessee.
Yeah, the other
Malik
things
Willis.
too wouldn't. The defense would suck, or something would go wrong.
Do you know? Can you guys name the 4 quarterbacks who have had 13 or more wins in 2 straight seasons in the history of football? Sam Darnold could join this group.
Big Ben.
Or he did join this group today.
Oh, Tom Brady.
There's 4. Brady's 1. He's done it. He did it twice.
Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning, yes.
Rodgers surely did.
Rodgers, yes. And one more.
My boy.
Oh, it was Brett Favre.
And Favre. So you had Rodgers, Favre, Brady, Manning, and now Sam Darnold.
It's pretty elite.
And it's got to be nice if you're Sam Darnold leaving the Minnesota Vikings and going to a team that can hit 20-yard field goals when it counts.
And Sam's not gonna host a playoff game either.
Yeah, if he loses to the Niners.
He's gonna win like 14 games back-to-back, 13 or 14 games back-to-back years and have to go on the road twice.
Oh, Seattle's awesome.
But you know, at least
going on the road to like the Carolina Panthers is basically a home game.
But this is also the difference between the Vikings luck and other teams' luck. Is the Vikings win out and we're playing the Rams with Stafford, the best quarterback in the NFC, and the Seahawks win out and they're playing the Panthers, or the Bucks who have lost 7 of 8 games and can't play football anymore.
The Seahawks would go into Tampa and beat the crap out of them.
The Emeka. By the way, I'm sorry. I know I keep bringing this up. The Emeka Ibuka disappearing act is one of the craziest things I've ever seen.
We started glazing him too much.
We did. That was the problem. I was looking. I have dynasty league or keeper leagues where I was like, oh my gosh,
I was glazing.
I got my guy. Talked about him. I talked about him like he was Jefferson coming in.
Do you guys remember how much crap I got for saying the Bucks were a mediocre, average, maybe slightly below average team?
Yeah, that's a good take. That was a good take.
You guys even made fun of me for saying the Dolphins were going to win. You said there's no way Quinn Ewers is going to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with a playoff spot on the line.
Ziggy, who's higher in your power ranking now, the Steelers or the Bucks?
Probably the Steelers.
Really?
Oh, they have to be. The Bucks
Steelers, they're not good.
Jack,
don't get me wrong, but if you look at the second half of the Bucks season, like the most competitive game they've played is beating the Cardinals by 3.
Yeah, so you must really be anti-Bucks.
When did you watch the Bengals and Dolphins a week ago?
Yes.
This Dolphins team is horrible.
The Bengals had how many yards? Let me see.
We also crushed the Dolphins.
The Bengals had 400 yards of offense, 45 points. I mean, it was embarrassing. And then you see them go in and Miami beats Tampa Bay. I mean, that's just it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing if the Bucks make the playoffs.
I mean, how elite?
Oh man,
how elite is this going to be? Like, times are tough right now. But if it can somehow be a Packers Steelers Super Bowl and just rejuvenate,
oh well, that would change.
Just rejuvenate everything.
That might change the trajectory of our lives. Actually,
it actually might.
I'm not even joking.
I mean, it's still on the table. Like, it's not over.
I mean, you just think about the week that this show had. Think of the show, right? Obviously, if you had to say like the channel as a whole, if you had the Paul Farrington show as an entity, they rely on the Packers to do well. They have an embarrassing loss. Hello, Will. Our friend buddy just got here to watch the game.
Hello, Will. If the Packers had won this week, this live would be at over 1,000.
Well, think about it. So the channel suffers there. Jack has the Steelers travesty today. We beat the Lions on Christmas Day to just ruin our everything. And producer Zach as well. He's sitting here going, "Are you kidding me? We're being Quinn Ewers is quarterback, and we're also tanking.
Saved his job.
We're tanking our stock as well. We're the Dolphins picking in the draft. The Dolphins were red hot. I mean, they were another team that was looking like they were going to be a top 5 pick, and now at least they're at 12. I mean,
in all seriousness, I think Malik Willis is going to start for the Dolphins next year. I think that's actually what's going to happen.
That wouldn't be bad. Who's picking one? The Jets?
No, the Raiders.
The Raiders.
Oh, the Raiders.
They're playing the Raiders, and Giants played today for the first pick.
But Raiders are playing the Chiefs next week, right? Like if they beat the Chiefs and the Jets.
No, even if they beat the Chiefs, they probably
they won out. They won out today.
Oh, okay.
They won out the number 1 overall pick.
I thought Jets had a shot.
Man.
No, I don't think the Raiders have it locked. I think if they win and the Giants lose,
something like
maybe there's some tiebreaker, but the Raiders are in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
The Raiders are in pretty good shape.
Raiders are in good shape.
Yeah, for the pick. But this is what's crazy. If the Vikings had just lost two of these games, if you lose to Dallas and Detroit like everyone thought you would, they'd be picking 10th.
Well, no, you nailed it on the head. You said when we're out of the playoffs, we should be losing.
And it's the worst case scenario too.
Win.
It's also the worst case scenario because if you were winning games and McCarthy was playing well, you're like, okay, get some momentum into next season. Like Brosmer's not even doing anything. There's no signs of life at the quarterback position, and we're just tanking the. It's amazing how they're able to do this. So I guess it's good for the morale of the culture in Minnesota. I don't know, but
for all the players that are going to leave.
Oh, and by the way, as far as Detroit goes, I put out a reel a couple days ago, just kind of ripping apart the Lions, saying windows close quick. Not saying Detroit's out of it for next year. I think they'll be very good, but maybe they blew their best chance with last season, the NFC Championship game. Offense doesn't look great. If you could swap Campbell and Ben Johnson, would you do that? Yeah, some Lions fans might. And I just got kind of eviscerated from a handful of Lions fans about a bunch of different things. The injuries, can't blame Campbell for anything. And then for them to come out, and I felt really good about that when the Vikings just kick some ass. Because this Lions offense, to me, everything's falling apart in Detroit. They're a team that was so feared coming into the year. I think it's almost good for them to just take this offseason, get healthy, rejuvenate, and come back next year.
Them being 8-8 is crazy. Like there's not a world. Like I didn't see a world they were 8-8 at week 18.
They have a good chance of finishing below 500.
Yeah,
they're
in Chicago.
I believe
week,
they had
right?
8 turnovers all year, and they had 6 against the Vikings. Like I don't know what happened.
That's what you guys do. You guys do that.
Oh yeah, we do that. But Flores this year. And that's what's hysterical too about the Vikings, right? Last year, can't beat Detroit, just get crushed by them, lose out on the 1 seed. This year, we have nothing to play for, and Flores completely dials it up. Perfect defense against Goff, who has been pretty bad. I think the Lions fans are another team that's just like, all right, let's move on from this year and we'll pack it up.
Nothing is going well for anyone in the NFC North except the Chicago Bears.
Except the Bears.
Like we're in the upside down or whatever. We're in Mr. Negative world.
Yeah,
like pick your fictional franchise. We're in the mirror universe in Star Trek. Like everything is going
The
wrong.
records have flipped from this year to last year.
If the Bears can somehow win tonight in San Fran, which they won't, but if they do, and they get a home game in Chicago for the number 1 seed.
Well, no, they still need the Niners to beat the Seahawks. For that.
Oh, okay.
But but it's there. It's on the table.
If that game gets moved to the night, there's a chance it'll be a home game in Chicago at night for the
number 1 seed.
Oh, the Bears. Well, you'll be
night will be Steelers Ravens.
The Bears hosting. If the Bears were the 1 seed, they could go to the Super Bowl.
I think I'd pick them if they were the 1 seed.
I still think that there are some problems there,
but you only have to win 2 games.
Yeah, you have to win 2 games, and you're there, and they're both at home, and the crowd's going to be going crazy.
I think I'd pick them if they were the 1 seed to go to the Super Bowl.
I still think I'd go. I still am leaning the Rams. I just have the most confidence in them of all the teams in the NFC, and I believe in their quarterback the most. But yeah, when you're hosting these playoff games, it's obviously it matters. And another big thing is they need to avoid the world where they could like go to Philly or something, and they should be fine with that if they win one of their next 2. That doesn't happen, but I don't want. If I'm an NFC team, I don't want to go to Philly. I know they haven't been themselves this year. But I think they're starting to play better, and that place is just that feels like a cursed
always
place
a pain in the
to go
ass,
on the road. And speaking of the Eagles, by the way, 13-12, they beat Buffalo. I did not expect them to win this football game coming into the day.
This was such a strange game.
It was an ugly game. Yeah, Josh Allen had the really weird fumble early, and 13-12, right? It wasn't an offensive explosion by any means, but Buffalo makes this massive comeback. And then Ziggy, I couldn't hear you when we were setting up and talking about the 2-point conversion, but Buffalo ties it, right, with a couple seconds left. 13-12, they decided to go for 2. Jack and I are sitting on the couch here with my dad. We all hated the decision. And I'm assuming you liked it.
I think you can go either way on that. Look, the offense was playing well in that moment. They'd struggled all day. They had a play call they liked, and it was a good play call, right? Like you count on Josh Allen to be able to make a throw to an open receiver. They wanted to end the game. They felt like they couldn't sustain the offense after having 3 quarters of getting completely shut out. I understand not wanting to go to overtime there.
But the thing that I was looking at, the drive chart for Philly in the second half, 5 plays punt, 3 plays punt, 3 plays punt, 3 plays punt, 3 plays punt. When you're the Buffalo defense stepped up after allowing a couple long drives, right? Maybe not touchdown drives, but long drives in the first half. When your defense is playing like that, you have the home field advantage. You have Josh Allen. At least for me, especially when I'm at home, kick the extra point and let's go to overtime. You were playing better than
the last 2 drives from the Bills. The Bills were 3 plays punt, 8 plays punt, 8 plays downs, 5 plays punt. Like they were hot at that moment, but they had been having 3 and outs all day.
I mean, the last 2 drives were big touchdown drives.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is I think it totally makes sense to say we've got some offensive momentum right now. We don't want to take a 15-minute break because we're worried we're going to revert back to what we were for the rest of the game. We think we have more than a 50% chance that Josh Allen gets it done on a play.
I can see that way of thinking. I think it's dumb.
I've always been on the side where if you're playing at home with the crowd at your back,
and you're not totally overmatched,
then you play for overtime.
Yeah,
right. Especially in a game where you were favored to win. Then like you played the last quarter a lot better than the Eagles did. Like you were the better team there for that entire stretch. Like if the roles were reversed and Philly was down by a point on the road, try to steal a win, I'd go for 2.
But another good counter or example I think you could use there is actually your game today, Steelers-Browns. When the Browns had that like 3rd and 6 or whatever to win the game and they just ran the ball, got stuffed, kicked the field goal to go up 7. That's a situation where I think you have nothing to lose if you're Cleveland.
Oh, especially if you're Cleveland.
Yeah. Well, I remember watching that and I was thinking, like, if I were a Steeler fan, I would have been really happy with them deciding to just run the clock and give you the ball.
Like, just go win the game.
Like, you have nothing to lose. Try and win the game. Give Shedeur the opportunity to win the football game right there. And Rodgers wound up going right down the field, and that game easily could have been tied.
Well, that's the thing. Like,
if you go to this game was not that important for the Bills. Their chance of winning the division is still out. If you go to overtime, you're significantly increasing the chance for injuries. Like I don't think there's a problem with wanting to end the game. And thinking Josh Allen has a better than 50% chance of converting there is not stupid.
No, I get it. I don't think it was like moronic. I just thought it was.
Well, you just said you think the line of thing that leads there is stupid.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was a dumb line of thinking if that was your logic of the Bills were playing really well, the Eagles were not. I didn't like the way you explained it out, but I understand going for it in that situation. I just wouldn't do it. I just personally wouldn't do it.
For me, it's a home and away type of difference. Like if I was Pittsburgh today and scored there at the end of the game, in a game where you
you don't go for 2.
You had no business winning. You 100% go for 2 and win the game.
See, this is one where I
100%.
think you're the better team. Again, you're not at home, yes, but I just think you're the better team.
They weren't today. They were horrible.
I don't know. Do you think
they were horrible?
Do you think the Browns are going down and winning that game?
If it goes to OT, Cleveland was the better team. They're going to win the game. If you have a chance to steal a miracle on the road, you go for 2. If you're playing at home, you don't go for 2.
Nah, that was one where I thought
there was
Pittsburgh,
no way we win in overtime.
Did Tomlin say if he would? Did anyone ask him?
Yeah, we were holding
he
up
said they were going
to 2.
Going
yeah.
2? Okay.
And I would have. But Buffalo, I don't know if I would.
Oh, wait. Did the Bears just get a pick 6? Did the Bears open interception? First play of the game. TJ Edwards pick 6. All right, 2 things from this. 1, Bears have this devil magic this year. 2, I'm telling you guys, They're trying to tell you about the 49ers. Get off that ship. I don't know why you guys are attached to that. That is not the ship you want to be on going into the playoffs.
We'll see.
There's 4 quarters left.
I'm telling you, man. Come off that. This is not.
I'm actually going to live at them right now.
This is an No, don't do it, Jack. This is an overrated football team. It's been this way the entire season.
And then we'll come back to this very moment.
We can come back. Yeah, this is not a Super Bowl team. There's 0 chance this 49ers go to the Super Bowl.
After 1 interception.
0 chance. No, I said it last week, and everyone got mad.
Minus 111.
No shot. It is really funny, though, with
you just solidified my live
pick 6 first play. Oh, that's hysterical.
I'm logging in right now.
Since we're not close to Chicago anymore, and the Vikings are totally out of it, I'm kind of enjoying watching some of the Bears fans that we're friends with have this moment. But there's going to come a point where I'm going to turn on Chicago.
Crap.
Because right now it's kind of fun.
Never mind. Only 31 cents left in my account.
Oh, you have to re-up.
Got to re-up.
Jeez.
All right, let's wrap this.
Someone screwed me. I forgot who screwed. Somebody screwed me the other day.
It's always dangerous when you have to when you're re-upping. I can't. You're all time number.
Dude, I gotta
know it.
I gotta hit the Niners.
I gotta
live.
know your all-time number. It's got to be.
I'm not announcing to the world.
It's got to be grossly negative.
Ziggy's giving the finger. We
It
gotta wrap
just
it up.
has to be grossly negative. Let me just see real quick. Was there anything else we want to say? Patriots 42-10. Seahawks Panthers. Panthers Bucks is probably what, like the least interesting winner go home game in the history of football.
That should be on Cartoon Network.
I mean, the least interesting since the last time the NFC South had a winner go home game. For the
I think
division.
Cartoon Network would be hysterical. Did you see the Pop-Tart Bowl stuff? Thank God we opted
Yeah,
out
that
of
was great.
Thank God we opted
No,
out.
you guys went
I
to
really
wins.
wish we got to see Notre Dame.
You
play
actually
in
should have.
that would've been
I've
fun.
cut. You should have played in the bowl game. I think.
Oh, Jack, didn't you say? I did like your take. Jack walked down here today and he said, I actually think the Texans might be the only reasonable pick in the AFC right now.
Them or the Patriots.
And the Texans only have one side of the ball, by the way. You're betting
Yeah,
on the Texans defense to win to go to the Super Bowl.
But the way they dominated the Chargers.
but
like,
I mean,
it was,
if out of all the units in the league right now, is there a unit you trust more than the Texans defense in the AFC?
Pittsburgh with Watt, if we can get there.
Pittsburgh with what? Ziggy, is there one for you? That just off the top of your head, is there a unit you trust more than the Houston defense?
Probably Denver.
Denver defense? Oh, I don't trust the Denver defense. The Denver defense has been very skeptical lately. No?
I like Denver. What am I supposed to say?
Okay, fair enough. I watched the Elway doc too. That was kind of fun.
I'm going Niners Pats Super Bowl right now.
Get off that. I'm telling
If
you.
I had a knife to my throat, I'm going Niners Pats.
Gun to your throat. All right, let's end it with that. So Niners Pats for Jack, which is just it's tough. Ziggy?
I'll take Rams Bills.
This is a stupid prediction.
Rams Bills. I like the Rams in the NFC.
Okay, I'm going to pick the two teams I think are best in their conference.
Right now, I just want to take a look here.
I'm picking the number 1 seed and the number 2 seed. I think that's a reasonable prediction.
Yeah, the 1 seed. Oh, you think that? Yeah, if the Niners are the
This
one,
would be the Niners.
I'll have the Rams, and then if it plays out, Denver will be 1, New England 2, Jacksonville 3. Buffalo's the 7 after their loss today. So Buffalo goes to New England right now. Whoa, wait a second. That makes this game a little more. I didn't realize they dropped to 7.
I didn't know that either.
So they're at 7.
They would beat the Bills.
And they would have played you guys. Okay, so Pats Bills gets very. I'll go then. Whoa. Yeah, I think I'd still. The winner of that game will go to the Super Bowl.
Wait, if we win, who do we host?
Houston.
Oh, God.
You guys are
But
dumb.
you could win that game because their offense. Like I can see a world where at home in Pittsburgh, you guys like Stroud wasn't that great on Saturday.
I think they would kill our offense.
Well, they would
though.
destroy your offense, but if you could score a couple times on defense, you might win that game.
Like 10-7.
It would probably be a game where both defenses would have a better chance of scoring than either offense.
Yeah.
But you can win that in Pittsburgh.
We could.
I think I'd go New England to get Buffalo back in a 2-7 game in New England, and I'd go Pats Rams. That's why I'd lean right now. So, all right, we'll wrap it up there. Hopefully, I hope everybody had a very Merry Christmas. Enjoy their weekend. Appreciate everyone for tuning into. I know this is kind of out of nowhere. We didn't really promote it. We weren't sure what our schedule was going to be. This week can be a little weird, and so can next week with New Year's. So we'll try and keep everyone a little bit better updated this week. But again, hope everyone had a great time. And any final words from you guys?
I'm hungry.
All right, we'll see you soon. And
I've been eating since like 10 in the morning.
oh, there's some super chats that we missed.